Listen to me. I'm dropping the usual host routine today. We need to talk, man to man, brother to brother. I've been exactly where you are standing right now. I survived the complete breakdown of everything I thought was solid, and I emerged on the other side with absolute freedom. I'm going to walk you through this explainer and show you exactly how the world actually works before the streets teach you the hard way.
Does it feel familiar? 2023 was the year of betrayal. It was the year of total deconstruction. It shattered your circle and left you standing in the absolute dark. I know what that void feels like. It feels like the ground literally fell out from under you. But that darkness, it was completely necessary. Hardship is just the wrapper that ease comes in. Let that sit for a second. The betrayal didn't break you. It cleared the ground so you could build something real. You thought you lost everything, but you only lost the things that were holding you back. Resilience isn't about hurting and pretending you're fine. Resilience is knowing your breakthrough is already bought and paid for. The pain, that was just the entry fee.
So we move from pain to architecture. You have to build your internal grid. And that starts with the archetype of the conqueror. A conqueror is a quiet presence. They are rooted in stoicism, deep patience, and wisdom. They act as the architect of order. This right here is the firm foundation you need to lay down in your own mind.
Society thinks power is loud shouting and chest pounding. They think it's taking up all the air in the room. But that loud behavior? It's just a fragile ego disguised as strength. Real order is absorbing chaos and enforcing your boundaries in absolute silence. You don't need to yell to command the room. A quiet, steady dominance naturally pulls total respect from everyone around you. You dictate the pace, you hold the frame. This is what happens when you let the ego take over. Total gridlock. This is the broken machine of fragile egos fighting for an inch of space in the pouring rain. Everyone is trying to dominate, and absolutely no one is getting anywhere. It's exactly the kind of noise you have to completely ignore. You can't afford to get caught in that trap. So how do you navigate that noise? You deploy the Whisperer. This is a master of perception management who sacrifices immediate ego to quietly guide the entire ship. You step back. You use tactical empathy to seamlessly blend into the machinery and serve a shared vision. You lock your pride in a box and focus purely on the final outcome. You don't need the applause. You just need the win. But as you build this vision, you are going to encounter a specific type of threat, the energy vampire. This is a force that constantly drains your focus and disrupts your internal grid without contributing any actual value. You have to protect your energy at all costs. And that means recognizing these parasites the second they try to attach to you. They will drain you dry if you let them. You need to build your phalanx with absolute precision. Serve the shared vision. Build actual allies, not just casual friends who only stick around for a good time. And when you spot an energy vampire, don't make a scene. Just quietly remove their access to your life. You don't need a grand speech. You just cut the cord and keep moving. Once your energy is protected, you need to understand how the world of wealth actually operates. Scarcity is a complete lie. Let this hit you deep. Society wants you terrified. They want you to think the pie is shrinking. But money is infinite. It's everywhere, and it flows directly to where the value is. The people who think there isn't enough to go around are the ones fighting for scraps in the dirt. You aren't going to do that. It comes down to grinding time versus creating value. Time isn't a metric. Value is. Stop trading your hours for pennies. Stop grinding your bones to dust trying to prove you're a hard worker. Hard work alone doesn't buy freedom. Building systems that scale and creating undeniable value, that is what buys freedom. Let the machine do the heavy lifting. You build systems. You let AI handle the repetitive work so you keep your energy for the moves that actually matter. You preserve your strength so you can build entirely new tables, and then you dictate exactly who gets a seat. Now for the final piece of the grid, the controlled rebel. This is the unicorn of the human psyche. You don't fight every single structure like a fool starving on the outside of the grid. If you fight everything, they lock you out of the room completely. Instead, you calculate. You hold your defiant energy in reserve to dismantle broken systems with absolute precision. You break the rules to build a better system, not just to watch it fall. When the system tries to break you, you set a titanium boundary. First, you put the rebel to sleep. You play the Whisperer to build your allies and gather your resources quietly. You wait until your core foundation is actually threatened, and when they finally cross the line, you don't scream, you don't break things like an amateur. You drop a single sentence, you draw that titanium boundary, and you stand completely still. You let the absolute weight of your silence crush their panic. You control the board by refusing to move.
I want you to look me in the eye right now. The lessons are laid out. The foundation is set. The betrayal of 2023 is behind you, and it did its job. It made you sharp. So lock in, build your internal grid, master the conqueror, the whisperer, and the controlled rebel inside your own mind. 2026 is pure freedom. Take the board.